man can get.
Back here, first things first, NBA champ Antoine Walker joins the show. Good morning, Antoine.
Morning, Jen.
Welcome back, man.
Yes, sir.
Things are heating up in the NBA, unlike what's happening in the studio this morning. Chile.
Jenna's on a Cal-Ripken streak of complaining about the temperature in the TV studio. Newsflash, America, TV studios are cold.
Wondering how that could get fixed. Let's talk some Andre Iguodala. He had the clutch, risky, improbable three-point shot to seal Game 2 for the Warriors Sunday night, evening up the series with Toronto at 1-1. Iggy has been a key cog in all three of the Warriors championships, quietly working through aches and pains and age. He addressed his motivation to win a fourth title after Game 2.
Everything you guys have overcome, all the championships you've won, what motivates you to keep going to play hurt at this point in your career?
I like Steph. He's a good dude and good guy to be around. That's really the only reason why I like playing basketball. That's the only reason why I play.
Did that run?
You want him to win? Like that's what it is?
Yeah, I've never seen him in person. So such a good person ever to get some backlash or whatever from his peers because they're so jealous of what he has. So it's kind of sticking to him. And so I'm trying to whatever it takes to protect his legacy. I'm all for it.
All right, Antoine, what do you make of Iggy playing for Steph? Although it kind of felt like he came up with an answer and then was like, yeah, that's the answer.
Well, it seemed like he was joking at first, and then I started.
Yeah.
And then it kind of seemed like he was serious. I know Andre really well. I've worked out with him plenty of times in Chicago. I don't believe that's true. All 100%, but I believe it's, you can get around a guy and you can like him. I know him and Steph probably play golf together. I was just a big golfer. They probably spend a lot of time off the court together. Both of those guys are married. They have kids. So all those things can play a part in what goes on. And
Age?
I wouldn't even say age.
Well, no, I'm just saying having guys that around the same age where you do the same things.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Because when you went to the family, I just said, yeah, they've been in the league. Been in
the league a long time, both married with kids. They're not out at the clubs at night yet.
Yeah, but I also believe, too, Andre Iguodala's been exaggerating a little bit. You got $33 million left on the table. You plan for that. You got to make sure you get that. And then also, I think he's a competitor. I mean, I know Andre's a competitor. He's got an opportunity to be a part of a special team. He's been a huge part of what they've done. They went out their way. Kevin Durant took a pay cut for him to come back. But, hopefully we're taking the comment, and we can take it any way we want to, because you can now KD out of it. You didn't talk about KD, about Clay, about playing with Draymond. I mean, you're playing with other all-stars with big egos, so that could get taken out of content. But they won the game and everything. But I hope he's not playing for Steph's legacy. Steph's legacy is already taken care of. He don't need nobody to play for his legacy. I think Steph has done a great job of that, and he's only going to get better and better. So I hope he's not doing that.
I think that Steph Curry, and I've been knowing Steph since he was a kid. My brother was a head coach Toronto. His dad was on the team. I went to camp with his dad, 5-star basketball camp in the 80s. So I've been knowing his dad since he was in high school and I was in high school. So, Steph, it's an amazing story. They do have a great family. It's a lot like Peyton Manning and the men. They are Peyton Manning family, Archie,
Eli,
they are royalty in the NFL and in the NBA right now. There's a couple families that are royalty, and Steph Curry and that family, they are. I can understand that. He is a great guy. I played with a lot of great guys. But let me just tell you, when I get up in the morning and I got to sacrifice my body and what I'm eating and type of training and weightlifting, I'm not thinking about one of my teammates. I mean, Jake Reed and I, man, we broke the NFL record, 1,000-yard season. Jake's my guy. Jake fired his agent, hired my agent, got Jake paid. Jake's family's taken care of for the rest of his life, a lot because of me. But let me tell you something. When I was going across the middle, I wasn't thinking about him. I was thinking about myself. Things in sports happen too fast and in real time. And I'm just going to tell you, money's not a big enough motivator to get you up. You can't tell me I'm playing for someone else's legacy. That's what makes me focus. No, that's impossible. So I can understand, and I can understand being a good teammate, and I can understand saying things sometimes so players hear it, also the owners hear it, because there's a few staples to this team. That's Steph Curry and Iggy. People talk about Clay leaving. People talk about Draymond leaving. People talk about KD leaving. No one ever talks about, so why would I open that up and be like, yeah, I love that guy. I'm going to protect that guy. I got his back. There has been that in the NBA for a long time. but you can't tell me you're motivated. You're married, you got a couple kids, but this is my motivation. I just call a little bull on that one.
Okay, so two quick points. One, when he says, I'm playing for his legacy, whether we take that to be literal or not, what we can all agree on is how Iggy plays, how everyone plays, has to do with the narrative surrounding everyone else. And by that, I mean, Iggy took that shot, and he made it. If he missed it, and the Raptors rush up the court and hit a three, you know what that narrative is?
Steph Curry got that technical.
Steph
got that extra 1 point.
Steph was 0 for 0 from the field in the fourth quarter with 0 points. He was, in the first quarter, didn't make a basket. In the fourth quarter, didn't even attempt a shot. And, oh, is this another NBA Finals? Where Steph, so of course, how Iggy plays affects Steph's legacy, fairly or otherwise. But take the legacy part out of it. What I found most interesting about the comment was the second part, where he said, I've never seen a guy as disrespected by his peers. And that, I think Iggy is 100% correct on. How many guards throughout the regular season do we talk about when they're matching up with Steph that do not have his credentials, that are clearly not as good as him, that we say, oh, they believe, Russ believes he's better. Chris Paul's believed he's better. Dame believes he's as good. There is an element of Steph because of his style, because of his size, and I would argue because his dad was in the NBA. And he didn't grow up tough the way so many NBA guys did. There is an element of jealousy, resentment, and, man, he's not better than me, even though he is. Even though he's a more effective player, Steph deals with that Durant doesn't deal with, LeBron doesn't deal with, hell, Harden doesn't even deal with. I think that's what Iggy's talking about.
I'll get a little pushback on you and disagree with you. Yeah, I've been watching this game a long time, and disrespect about the game has always been a part of it. My guy, Isaiah Thomas, you know what he said about Larry Bird? Oh, that dude wouldn't get credit if he was black. So you're talking about disrespect. Like, now, Isaiah said he didn't mean it that way, but it's well documented. It was said. Isaiah eventually ended up apologizing. So Larry Bird, one of the best players we've ever seen, he got disrespected. Even from the beginning, Bill Russell, they didn't respect it. There's not enough teams. He's playing with the Celtics. Wilt Chamberlain, they didn't respect him. Kareem, didn't respect him. MJ, oh, he had to quit. Oh, didn't respect him. LeBron recently. That's part of it. So you taking it personal, thinking, oh, it's only happening to my guy. Wake up, man. Look at NBA history. This is a big part of the NBA.
And I think you got to look at it like this. If I'm Andre Iguodala, even with Steph, other players, the Westbrooks, the Damian Lillards, Kyrie Irving, those guys don't believe that Steph Curry is a great defensive player. I think that's what it really comes down to. Like, oh, they feel like, oh, he can't guard me, so I'm better than him. But not knowing what Steph actually brings to the game. He's arguably going to go down as probably one of the top 5 best point guards to ever play the game. And it's changed the game. I mean, we never thought that style of play would win a championship where you could shoot 10, 12, 13, 14 threes and win an NBA championship. He changed that. He's one of the best tough shot makers that we got in the league. He makes tough shots. So he has his offensive game is different than theirs. He does it a different way than they do it. And some guards in this league, Chris Paul's, the Westbrooks, they play both ends of the floor. And let's be honest, Steph is not a guy that's a defensive player. They hide him very well. Klay Thompson takes the responsibility of guarding most point guards, and they hide Steph on the defensive end. So I know where players' egos come in at. They like, well, he can't guard me. I can score with him.
I think that is absolutely there. And the other element where Iggy says he gets disrespected, that's differently than the guys you listed. And this isn't speculation. I know this. Top guy that would be on everybody's MVP ballot year after year, the feeling is, why does Steph get to be the underdog? Why is he discussed as the underdog when, of all the guys in the league, of all the great players, he's the guy who came from the infrastructure to help him succeed more than almost any of us? There is similar, Grant Hill dealt with this to a degree as well, which is the NBA is not a league of a bunch of guys that were rich kids. And the fact that Steph and Klay, the two of them combined, the Warriors are were initially the lovable underdogs. And these two kids, both their dads played in the league, both Both them came up rich. Both them came up in situations different than almost all the other top players. There is a level of resentment that is real from other guys in the league, and I think Iggy knows that, and I think that's one of the things he's tapping into.
I get the disrespect. I could do your job easily, but I sit here every day next to you.
I left out Steve Nash, too. I forgot.
Oh, yes, Steve.
2 times.
Stick around,
left him.
Antoine,
Steve
coming
Nash
up.
definitely got disrespect.
What about Allen Iverson? Left him out, too.
Could Kawhi's injury cost the Raptors a real chance at the finals? That's next on First Things First.